All right, got my coffee, got my coaster. By the way, coaster. All right. All right, let me dive in. Let me jump in. So, first things first, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, traveling and having a blast this end of summer. So, I want to jump on first and foremost and say how much I really am missing being at GenBlue this year. I know there's a bunch of people there right now. I know that there's a bunch of my friends there, whether it's some of the executives or even if it's just some of the actual agents from all over the nation. It's it really breaks my heart that I couldn't be there this year, but I know that I will be going next year. I will be going to a luxury summit and I will be seeing many of you here soon. So one of the big things that I wanted to jump in and talk about was GenBlue and why GenBlue for me is so important and why I feel so passionately and so upset that I'm actually missing it this year. So the first thing is that GenBlue to me offers the best way to truly connect with multiple agents. I mean, agents that I've cultivated and have met over the last couple of years. It's allowed me to stay in contact with them. But not only that, it's allowed me to better myself in my business and to get the ideas of what they're actually doing and how they confront certain situations. And the reason why I feel so passionately about this is because it's very hard sometimes in our industry to always be on point and always, be on, let's say. Um, so for me, that's why I really do try to make it a point that everything is in line. But not only that, I try to make it a point to stay in contact with many of these people because we never know what's going to happen. We never know if they're going to be moving. We never know if some of their friends might be moving. But at the same time, it's understanding how that agent really works and understanding how that person operates, because that is really telling and showing of how they're going to operate when you are going in to purchase a house. So that's one of the big and first things that I wanted to mention. The second thing that I wanted to mention about GenBlue is the fact that that is truly where my career had started to kick off. That is where I found, one, my voice, but two, how to connect better. It was where I was able to make those decisions, a split decision, and it was where I was able to find out the information that I felt I was lacking or missing in my business. So one of the greatest things that I've done and that I've found out from being at GenBlue was the fact that not this calendar, but I made my own calendar so that I could be more on top, so I could be more engaging with people, and so I can be more understanding of what certain situations are really going on. So that's the first foremost overall. That's why I am so excited about people being at GenBlue and why I'm upset about not being at GenBlue is because it's just such a big quality event. And yeah, it's another convention, it's another thing, it's none of this, and this. But it's truly a way that I can connect a lot easier with many top talent and many top agents. So without any more, I want to get into one more big thing, and that's with Powell and understanding kind of what's going to be happening hopefully tomorrow. And right now, all it's looking like is that we're going to be dropping 25 basis points or 0.25%. So when you hear basis points, when you hear bips, when you hear all that, until you hear 100, that is one whole point. It's all basically fraction down. So I really do. Sorry, I just got a text from one of my friends, and my apologies. So I'm really hoping and seeing that right now it's only going to be 25 basis points. But one thing that we're all hoping for, one thing that we're all trying to see if it's actually going to happen is, are we going to see 50 basis points? If we see 50 basis points, then we can see another drop in the interest rates. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that not just for myself, but I'm hoping for that for all of my clients, all of my friends, even if they don't use me as their agent. I'm hoping that because then that gives you that buying power. That allows you to go into a house and say, okay, this might be on the little higher end of what we're looking for. Let's see if we can't come in slightly under. And I mean slightly because right now I think we're pretty much at the bottom of where a lot of these prices are. But beyond that, it allows you as the buyer and the new homeowner to at least have some more money in your pocket. So renovations and changes to the house that you are purchasing, this gives you more purchasing power and that kind of a capacity, which is why so many agents and lenders are saying, hey, let's not sit on this right now. Let's actually go and get you pre-approved. Let's see what you can afford. So then once these, you're automatically ready to go out to purchase, to get everything in order. So one more thing I wanted to discuss, and then I'm going to be probably jumping off of here. It's a little bit longer though, or actually, let me rewind. We all know that Powell is under fire right now. We all understand that he was a Trump appointee and that he's trying to do everything right without tanking or sinking our economy, because that's one of the biggest things that we're worried about right now. It's like, what the hell is actually happening in this economy? What's actually going to go through in this economy? So I'm not blaming him by any means. All I'm saying is that he's under a lot of stress. So I'm hoping that we see a huge drop. I really am, because I want more people to get out there. I want more people to be able to purchase a home. And that's part of one of the reasons I actually got into real estate, is so that people have that opportunity and people can navigate that in a lot smoother kind of a way. All right. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is stress and how I deal with stress when things are not going very well within a deal. And for me, I typically have a beer. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I typically have one or two beers. I check out for about an hour, hour and a half, and I regroup myself. And I don't do that to be rude to anybody. I do it so then I have a little bit more clarity, because we all get pent up. We all get tense, and we all get this anxiety about us that we don't know what to do with always. And I much rather sit back and say, listen, I need about an hour, I need about an hour and a half, and then let's go back and talk about it, because that way, none of us are getting frustrated. Well, we are frustrated already, but we're not getting agitated in terms of elevated voices and getting irate in that kind of a capacity. But beyond any of that, what I typically also do is I go through the whole thing. I stop talking to the clients for about that time, and then I go to the lender, I go to the builder or the seller or the agent and talk to them and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. What is it that we need to have happen? What is it that we need to do at this point in order to make sure that everything is on smooth sailing, that this journey is easy for these clients? Because right now, this is not an easy journey. Right now, my clients are not very happy. And right now, my situation is not in that great area. I'm not saying at this current moment, but I'm just saying in general terms. So I give them the information. I give them that knowledge, like, hey, we need to get this through the finish line. Like, I know this is urgent. I know this puts stresses on you, and I understand it. I truly do. So what I try to do is be more empathetic as well. And I try to talk to the people, because one thing that I don't think a lot of people see is the amount of stress that realtors do go through, and the amount of, oh my God, is this going to completely fall apart on me? Oh my God, is this going to be, the last deal I have for, the next month? Because realtors on average sell a home once every, 6-8 weeks. And that's if you're doing 5 deals, so it's not a very easy job to say by any means, but it is one that takes finesse. It's one that takes, understanding of the clients, understanding of what their situation is, and trying to advocate for them as best as you can in terms of getting them the home at the best rate, at the best terms, and everything else. So it's not as easy necessarily as what most people might think as being a realtor, but all in all, I do love this job. I do love, the finding, okay, what is it that I'm needing to do now? What is it that this is a big hurdle. What is it that I need to do to jump over this hurdle? Because we all have that. It doesn't matter if you're going to the gym and you're saying, I want to lose 15 pounds in a matter of, 3 weeks. Pretty impossible, but just go with it. Once you don't hit those, once you see, okay, I've got to do this, 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 sometimes it can be overwhelming. And then that's what I say. I take that step back. I take that stressor out of it by taking a few moments for myself and understanding, okay, these are the processes that I need to take. These are the steps that I need to take if I want to be at this position. So I hope you guys have a great day. I want to thank all of you guys on TikTok for jumping on, for YouTube for jumping on. If you guys have questions, if you guys want to discuss about what's happening tomorrow with the feds a little bit more and more in depth and detail, reach out. All of my information is on my social media. You can reach out via social media and message me that way as well. But I really hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take it easy, stay safe, and if you can't, have fun. Cheers.